Alright, so I just arrived at Creswell Crags. I need to be really quick because I've got a tour in like 5 minutes, but archaeological site, I think the oldest, I will clarify, the oldest cave art in the UK. Let's go. So to confirm, the cave art is approximately 13,000 years old, and it's the only cave art in the UK that's guaranteed to be actual cave art of that kind. So there's 3 tours that you can do. There's the Ancient Art one, there's the Life in the Ice Age one, and there is the Witch's Mark. The Witch's Marks one are kind of like 500, 600 years old, which I'd love to do, and I'd love to do the Life in the Ice Age one. This is just walking to the caves, which are locked for visitors who don't do tours, but obviously we paid for a tour, so we got to go in. And this is us inside the cave. Highly recommend it. Great tour guide, really friendly. And right now we're just viewing the ibex, which at first I couldn't see at all, but you can kind of see, which I think the next little bit down there actually is where the archaeologists are doing some work right now, and we can't go down. But if I zoom in here, you can kind of see the leg there, then the head at the top, the big neck, the big strong neck, and you can kind of see the antlers as well. And then as soon as you start kind of seeing it, you start seeing all of it. I think the marking there was 1940 by some gentleman who must have come in here at some point. Here we are looking at, looks like a crane's head. Interesting about that, it's not local to the area, nor was it, they don't think, kind of 13,000 years ago when these people were there. So potential that they travelled and carved from places where they came from, maybe mainland Europe, crossing across Doggerland, the bit from England that connected England to mainland Europe. And here we are looking at a lot of triangles which represent, we think, vulvas and women's bodies. A lot of these places were designed around fertility. These are kind of statues of Venus, and they're kind of what I mentioned in the deeper cave where we couldn't go, the archaeologists, can look like that. So again, kind of the breasts and the curviness kind of representing fertility, and maybe something kind of representing coming out of the cave, like life being born. Maybe even I hypothesize that the animals potentially, they're trying to manifest them in the cave to come out of the cave. I mean, I'm not sure what it was like 12,000 years ago, 12,800 years ago, but regardless, it's beautiful now. Now I'm just doing a tour around the gorge, like I said, and I'm not sure how clear those images were when I was doing the cave. Obviously the ibex, and then there was a big like bison buffalo, and you kind of want to go around the gorge trying to look for other images too, which I'm sure there's so many that's not been discovered yet. But that's kind of the pull to kind of look for different stuff on the walls. And like I said, I keep kind of coming up these little points here where nobody is. But imagine like on all these walls that are covered kind of by grass, maybe a bit more difficult to get to. There has to be a lot more stuff here that's not been found. Or maybe there's not, but I assume there is, even in the shallow waters. Trinkets and ornaments and bones and whatever. Just fascinating.
Visited and used many times by various groups of people. We have evidence from the Mesolithic, Neolithic, Romans, ancient and later periods. Dating tells they are more than 12,300 years old. By contrast, some theories assign
When we talk about pareidolia, I just for a second thought that like cliffside there looked a bit like a face, but who knows. Definitely recommend this place. I'm blessed that it's like 40 minutes away from where I live. And I imagine there's so much more to discover here, but yeah. Creswell Crag, near Worksop, just near Sheffield. Definitely recommend it.